Welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. This is your weekly rundown. Now, you're going to notice things are going to be a little different in this episode. Today, I will not be discussing politics. I'm going to be discussing a few topics that I think are interesting. And we'll go from there. What it is every time I post a video that involves any kind of politics, it seems as if it doesn't get recommended. I was checking the data on the last two of the weekly rundowns, and they're not being clicked on in the recommended section, telling me that they are not making it into recommendeds anymore. Back in February, I was making thousands of views a video, and now I'm making under 100. Same content. So obviously something seriously has changed. So hopefully everything will work out. As well, starting on Sunday over on the Patreon channel, everybody that is a subscriber to my Patreon channel will get the videos at least a few hours earlier than anybody else here on YouTube. So over on Patreon, go join the Patreon, $1 a month, not really asking that much to try and support independent media and hopefully help get this channel growing. Because if I can get some money made over there, I can put some money towards advertisement here on Google, and maybe I could be able to pull more subscribers. But anyhow, enjoy the episode. Well, this week was the 4th of July, and of course with that came Netflix's return of Stranger Things. Season 3 premiered on July 4th. There was a big hullabaloo, of course, everywhere. You had stores selling t-shirts. You had ice cream shops selling ice cream. Unless you were in Nacogdoches, Texas, they didn't even have half of what the ice cream was supposed to be. But all in all, there was a bunch of fanfare made, and they released the 8-episode season on July 4th. Of course, if you're a fan of Stranger Things, you know that Stranger Things takes a group of D&D playing teenage boys from the 80s and one scientific experiment known as 11, and how they basically make their way through the minefield that is their little town, and how they deal with basically these monsters from a different area, from, as they call it, the Upside Down. Now, of course, everybody that's a fan of the show is just really happy that it was back. I'm sure many of you, like myself, wish there was more to the season than just 8 episodes. But like I've tried to tell other people, I haven't got to the end of the season yet. So I want to see what happens. I hope they left it open for a 4th season, but if not, oh well. It's a great show. If you haven't watched it, head over to Netflix. You can get like a 7-day free trial over there if you haven't started a Netflix account, and give Stranger Things a watch. It's a great show. I don't know how they've put it together, but they've done a really good job of at least keeping it real to the 80s. Even the cigarette smoking, as some are complaining about, that season 2 had like 260 scenes that involved tobacco or smoking. Well, folks, it was the 80s. People smoked in the 80s. It wasn't like it is now, where fewer and fewer people were smoking. More and more people were smoking at that point in time. So it's life. But anyhow, Stranger Things Season 3, so far, through the 3 episodes I've watched, looks to be an amazing season. And I can't wait to see what the rest of the season foretells. As well, after I'm done watching, I will be dropping a review of the season right here on the Big Ranch Show. I'll probably break it down in an episode-by-episode video series. So an 8 video series over that. I may combine some of the shorter episodes or whatever. We will see where it goes from there. And speaking of the 4th of July, I'd like to wish everybody a happy belated 4th of July here at the Big Ranch Show. It's a time of year where we're supposed to come together and really cheer on America and the American spirit. It's a time to celebrate the history that we have in this country and how we've overcome some of the more negative things in our past. And I thought it was a rather good holiday. I hope you had a good holiday too. For those of you that had to work on the holiday, I'm sorry about that, because I don't think places should be open on big holidays, especially the 4th of July. I think you should be able to spend time with your home. You're not home with your family, or traveling to your family to be friends, and friends and stuff like that. But that's how it goes sometimes, unfortunately. And it kind of sucks because there's been days where it's been the 4th of July, my wife's had to work, and when she gets home, we really don't get to enjoy anything because she's too tired to work or from working. She's too tired to, make food or anything like that. And so we end up having to wait. But this year, luckily, it fell on her off day, and we got to have a good time. We made some barbecue. We got to hang out with friends, and it was really a fun time. I hope everybody else had a good 4th of July. I hope you got to see some good fireworks displays. And hopefully your fireworks displays were at least respectful of those with PTSD and things like that who have a very hard time dealing with fireworks. But I do know there were a lot of fireworks displays on TV, especially in New York, and the Capitol 4th fireworks display over on PBS. That was really fun to watch. They had the Sesame Street characters, Sesame Street, of course, celebrating its 50th anniversary. And so it was a fun day. It was a really fun day. I had fun with friends. I hope you did too. But remember the meaning, or the point behind the 4th of July. It's really the day that we started fighting for our independence. It was a day that we declared that we were free, that we were a free country, free of British rule, free of tyrants. And that's what we were fighting for. Fighting to be free. So we should be celebrating the American spirit. The pride that is being an American. We should be celebrating, not tearing people down. Just keep that in mind. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the 4th of July. And here for the last bit of your weekly rundown, Mcjuggernuggets. This week, Mcjuggernuggets announced that he bought himself a Tesla. He and Boogie2988 stopped, and they did a test drive of one. And he and Boogie2988, after the test drive and after talking to the guy that was test driving with them, they decided that they would both buy a new Tesla Model S. And I think that is awesome. One, Mcjuggernuggets said that the Tesla has been one of his dream cars and now he can finally afford to get one. And that I'm glad he was able to do something for himself. It's sometimes people that make all that money doing stuff, sometimes they don't get to use it for anything that they really want or any of their dreams. Sometimes they end up taking care of their family and friends more than themselves. And I don't know if that was the case with Mcjuggernuggets, but he did a really good job, helping, making these videos. He sure made things more entertaining for me here on the platform. And I've really enjoyed watching everything Mcjuggernuggets has done. And it's been really fun to watch. And I also enjoy watching Boogie2988. I just don't catch his episodes as often because some of the games that he discussed I'm just not interested in. But I love watching his content. He does great content. And so does Mcjuggernuggets. But Mcjuggernuggets, I want to say congratulations on the new Tesla. You already reacted to the tweet that I sent about that. But congratulations on the new Tesla, man. You deserve it. You really deserve, to have some nice things. And I think that's something really nice. Hopefully one day I will be as successful as you somehow. I'm just a little bit older and less likely. But anyways, congratulations on the Tesla, man. And whatever you do in the future, just, you just do you. If you want to do more videos, make more videos. If you don't feel like that you're in the mental headspace for it, don't worry about, what anyone else tells you. Don't worry about any of that. Just do what you need to do. Your real fans will be here and will be here to watch your videos either on Storyfire or whatever. Speaking of Storyfire, that link will be in the description down below. Check it out. If you haven't, check me out over on Storyfire at JMKeck. I've got a story called How We Fell. It's so far not gotten a lot of people watching it, but I am trying. I haven't been writing for a while because people just weren't watching it, but I plan to start finishing it up. It's supposed to be a 10-episode, story that I've written, and we will see how it plays out. It may not make it to 10 episodes. Depends how I feel and how the story goes in my mind. It's all based off of a dream I had the day after Donald Trump announced his presidency in 2015, or his candidacy for president in 2015. But Mcjuggernuggets, you do you. Congrats on the new car. Anyways, this has been the Big Ranch Show. This has been your weekly rundown. I've been your host, Jacob Keck. I'll see you down the road.